From WRAL News and the Capital Broadcasting Podcast Network, this is your coronavirus news brief for Monday, May 3rd. I'm Ken Smith. There's no denying the devastating impacts of COVID-19. More than 950,000 cases already in North Carolina. In addition to the physical sickness and death connected to the virus, new research shows serious psychological effects in 1 in 3 patients. WRAL Investigates Cullen Browder has the story of a local woman who experienced those threats firsthand.
I just snapped. Something snapped.
For this North Carolina woman, we'll call Sarah, a mental health clinician who doesn't want to be identified, COVID hit like a sucker punch. What started as cold-like symptoms in a positive test last fall suddenly spiraled into physical and mental distress.
Laying in her own vomit, I felt absolutely helpless.
Sarah's husband, we'll call John, became desperate when his wife lost rational thinking, refused to go to the hospital, lashing out at him, even smashing a laptop.
It was a person that was agitated. It was a person that was not coherent.
Do you feel like COVID caused a mental breakdown?
Yes, I do. I feel like I definitely had a deterioration in my cognitive functioning.
John ultimately called an ambulance and law enforcement to get Sarah the help she needed. However, he says even the local hospital was ill-prepared.
The lady that entered the hospital that day was an extremely complex, sick woman that needed a complete assessment, and it was not done.
So there can be physical damage to the brain because of COVID.
East Carolina University immunologist Dr. Rachel Roper says research showing a third of COVID patients are diagnosed with neurological or psychological conditions speaks to the serious complexity of the virus.
Maybe you think if you get COVID, you're going to be okay, you're going to survive it, but you may have long-lasting mental health effects or even dementia from getting COVID. So that's another reason to get the vaccine.
When you saw that research, were you surprised?
I was not surprised. And with that, developed the symptoms of agitation and extreme irritability and, the ability to be confrontational.
Doctors told Sarah she had brain swelling, and now months later, she's in the long hauler category of COVID patients with lingering joint pain, lung damage, mental fatigue, and anxiety.
I'm not the same person metabolically that I was prior to COVID.
Now she loses things, forgets things. Her memory is not well.
Sarah hopes her struggles send a clear message to others about an unpredictable and dangerous disease.
COVID doesn't discriminate. Something more happened. Something more happened that, really reduced my ability to manage my emotion, to have rational thought processes to myself, and it was terrifying.
Thanks for listening, and a little plug here. You can listen to complete WRAL newscasts in podcast form. Subscribe to WRAL News Daily wherever you listen to podcasts. We post 5 newscasts each weekday and 2 on weekends. You'll get all the news, weather, and sports you would see on television, but in audio form. Just search WRAL News Daily.